starting the year off, you're teamed up with JYD, and the two of you are getting massive crowd reactions as you come out to his iconic "Another One Bites the Dust" theme. Jim, any memories of your time teaming up with Junkyard Dog?
Yeah, Dog was doing his own deal back then. He had Pee Wee, the referee. He had a big brown Mercedes. Pee Wee would drive him everywhere, and he didn't interact with the guys too much at all. But I mean, he was over so strong. I mean, it was cool to be out there with him, and I got along with Dog too. I got along with pretty much everybody, but Dog in particular. And it was a shame to see him go down. But he would get like a kind of Hogan type pop there, where you go out and you're like, geez, I got a pretty good pop. Dog come out and be like, poof. You're like, oh, that's a good pop.
Oh, so that's a good one.
That's a good pop. Yeah, I've heard about them.
They did a poll in the Louisiana area when JYD was right in his prime, and he was voted the most popular athlete in the state above Pete Maravich, Archie Manning, NBA, NFL players.
He was strong.
Watts was ready to put his full juice behind you at this point, teaming you up with Dog, who, as we said, is like really, really over. And Dog is getting ready to leave the territory here by, I think it was June of 1984, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I am curious, while we're on the topic of Dog, reportedly at this time he was struggling with a very serious cocaine habit, and it makes me wonder, Jim, did you ever go out partying with Dog?
No. And then the cocaine was pretty prevalent back then. I did a lot of cocaine back then. I mean, everybody was. So you get your payoff with all race to the cocaine guy. I was dating a stripper named Nikki. That's a whole other story. And she had all the connections, and a lot of drugs. But Dog would have a towel around his neck, just a regular hotel towel. And every once in a while, I'd blow his nose, and there'd be like 3 grams in the towel from him blowing his nose. Cocaine. And you'd always warn the other guy. You're like, my brother, you got a little something showing there, something. And it got where it got so bad that Bill Watts went out, and I put Bill over. He came in one time. He pulled up an ounce coin, a gold coin, and he held up an ounce of everybody's buying a gram, of Coke. He's like, you buy one of these or buy one of these. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. And I wish I had taken his advice better, I wasted a lot of money, and plus now I have heart issues, my heart guy's like, holy shit. Yeah. But you reap what you sow. That was prevalent. The 80s, a lot of every band, and like I said before, people try to compare us to sports teams. No, we're a rock and roll band. We're the Rolling Stones, going country to country, where people are coming up with giving you drugs, giving you their old lady, whatever you want. I mean, it was crazy. We were Studio 54 in New York City with all the movie stars. It was a crazy life, and a lot of guys got caught up in that lifestyle. It's easy to get caught up in that lifestyle. I was in that lifestyle, but you got to pull out. But because you're out in front of thousands of people, you're out there wrestling, the place is going crazy. Then you're in your hotel room.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else is down in the bar partying. Well, shit, I'll go down and have a drink. Hey, have a drink here. Hey, one of these. Boom, bad, bing, boom. It's 4:00. Oh, it was always bad getting caught in rush hour traffic leaving the bar.
Oh man.
You'd be leaving the bar like, the sun's up.
Oh my gosh. And you've got to travel.
Me and Beefcake, it was me and Beefer one time, and we're stuck in rush hour Atlanta traffic. Everybody else is going to work. Beefer's driving. I'm like this in the car. People would buy with holy water and crucifixes, What the hell? Oh, I almost had the name of that club. But it was a 24-hour joint in Atlanta. It was crazy. But anyway, back to JY. I'm sorry. Not that I go off.
Oh, no. We love the tangents here on the show. So by all means, Jim, I think that club was called the Leopard or something. The Cheetah?
No, that's a strip joint. No, darn it. I'll think of it sooner or later, but yeah.
Well,
It
would you
was down
say?
in in Stewart Avenue, which was right out of Starsky and Hutch. I mean, there'd be pimps and prostitutes and gunfights. It was a hell of a street. Yeah,
Man, good
I
times
bet
back in the
Beefcake
day.
might remember that joint.
So I'd love to get in touch with Beefcake. It'd be fun to get him on the show someday. I'm sure he's got some stories. Well, I know that you learned how to, whatever, blow cocaine into a towel from Dog. Did he help you with anything in your career though? Like as far as being a wrestler, would you say a dog helped you with anything?
Um, no, I mean just maybe ring presence and stuff like that. The dog wasn't a great worker, you know. Dog, he wasn't known for being a good worker, you know. But he had that crowd in the palm of his hand. Man. To this day, another one bites the dust. You see JYD coming down there, man. Oh, with a dog chain and the collar and all that. I mean, that's why I tell kids there's more than that. Everybody can take a backdrop. Now you can't beat Junkyard Dog, and you can't write that character. Junkyard Dog was who Junkyard Dog was. That was the guy. That's why I said the best characters are just an extension of your own personality. Hacksaw, he's in here with me all the damn time. Gets me in more trouble. And then I have to pay the bills.
I think that characters like Dog and yourself, it's like you guys weren't doing. I don't think I've ever seen you throw a drop kick, but I believe firmly that.
I think you may be right, brother. Maybe back early in the early days, I might have tried one. Hit somebody in the shin or something, and once I
I've seen a
landed
lot
on
of
my
your work.
head, I'm like, shit, this ain't right. What the hell? How about this? Oh,
And I
I'll
really
sell
believe
it like
that,
a backdrop.
like the crazy moves, all that stuff. I really don't think it's necessary. I know that a lot of guys do it nowadays, and it's really fantastic to watch.
Well,
But
you
I know
can't
that
have a
guys
whole
like
show of that. You can't have a whole show of that.
right,
Yeah,
right.
you got to have a wild man. You got to have a pretty boy. You got to have a good worker. You have a nice tag team. You got to have a pretty looking girl. Something. It's like Disneyland. Something for everybody. Something a Comic Con. Something to appeal for everybody.